Hey, here's Joe again, and welcome back to the Last Campfire, where we're still exploring the forest. And I'm interested to see where the game puts me when I load in to the last loading point. Okay, that's perfect. We wanted to go this way. What did you say again?
The traveler said, "Friend, you need to go see the builder in the caves. Tell them I'm sorry I never came back."
That's what this one said. But we saw that we can go up here. Also, we have to shake corners like those. Obviously. And corners like this. Okay. Next puzzle. A solitary way, dredging old paths.
The stranger had blazed their own path. Created their own rock, their own islands.
Okay, and then this. Other way around. This.
They did
here.
not need Ember's kindness.
They did not need Ember's kindness? Then what am I doing
still,
here?
Ember stayed.
I'm just wanting to help
Building
you.
a bridge should it ever be needed.
It's forlorn and needs to be revived. And we get number, I think, 4, which I think means we have enough to
The stranger
continue.
met Ember's eyes. The two shared a moment of silence.
Okay, got that one. Let's continue. Let's do multiple this time and not turn back to the starting point after each and every one. This was what was opened by the frog puzzle. What did you say?
The Ember was curious. "I'm headed for the crossroad. I've heard there's a nest there, a safe place."
We heard that already. We did talk to the one guy, I think. This looks like a Metroidvania mechanic, the stump, like we would be able to like move it or something like that. I don't remember what you said.
The fisherman murmured quietly between sorrowful breaths.
I think we didn't talk to it yet. How can you botch up your animation like that? Are you fucking crazy? A sorrowful soul meeting the something.
The fisherman felt so useless. His former joys were hollow.
Okay. I don't see any reason to do anything with that. Or this.
Sitting out there every day by the pond. Only the dark water to hear him talk. In that darkness, a glimmer flickered. A thought beating like a drum.
Oh. Okay. Now I know. It will get like blown. The flame will get blown out if I don't move them away. That's the only thing that makes sense. Otherwise, these blocks would be completely useless. But I'm supposed to bring his light back to him, to the top. Feels a bit weird, like I'm controlling this with a D-pad. Well, normally if it's like this, I would use the stick. But the stick is sometimes a bit finicky.
That went round and round. It all started with a frog.
Uh-huh.
Every day by the pond, a
Just wanted to
constant
double
reminder.
check.
Ember couldn't hold on.
I just wanted to see whether I'm right about things, because I don't want to have like a mechanic in mind that I think how this puzzle works, this tutorial puzzle for the wind blocks, and then when I'm actually having to engage with them, finding out that I was completely wrong and that it was something else. Hey, friend.
For a brief moment, the fisherman struggled to speak. He looked at Ember, hopeful. The fisherman spoke softly. There's a frog in that pond, a big one. Saw him grow from a tadpole. We were friends of a sort, spent every day side by side.
Tell me more.
So much better at fishing than me, that frog is. Catches them before I can bait them. Oh, it makes me feel useless some days. The fisherman sighed. I've wasted so much time feeling like this. The old man looked carefully at the pond, at their rod, at Ember. Well, listen to me here rambling on and on. It helps though, telling someone. Thank you, Ember. If you need help catching anything, you just ask.
I'd like to catch the frog, please. About the frog?
You saw the frog? Did the frog mention me? You ask the frog about me, see what they say. Actually, no, just please don't tell the frog how much I talk about them.
About your bait?
Poor little worms. They didn't ask to be here, but how do you fish without them? One for me, one for the fishes. Slurp 'em down.
About the fish?
They say catching a fish isn't the point. So I tell myself that. I tell myself that a lot.
And the head?
I chased old Blue Betty round this pond for years. Best days of my life catching that fish. Had to use myself as bait. Stuck on me head ever since. If you need help catching anything, you just ask.
I need to catch that frog because the frog knows where one of the forlorn is, says my campfire.
The Ember was cute. I'm headed for the... I've heard there's a
I'm
nest there.
still a bit
safe
confused by these guys. There are like 3 of them we found so far that are just standing around and telling the same thing over and over again and not returning to the campfire. Even if I solve the puzzles that are behind them. Okay, this wasn't... I tried that before, yeah. Ah, frog.
The frog stared at Ember, its belly rumbling.
Listen.
Its eyes were fixed on Ember, but it seemed to mean no harm.
Why would it?
Was this the frog that the fisherman spoke of?
I don't think so.
Ember could hardly ignore the rumbling from the frog's belly.
Oh, it needs something to eat. Okay. We were in that lower left corner already. Okay, so we have these 2 caves to take care of still. Okay, this does nothing other than this. And from another cave we can now better reach a point. Like that they also have overworld puzzles. If you can even call that overworld. Oh. I think I have to tell the fisherman that the frog wants Blue Betty. That's how I gauge it. Also, I wanted to re-explore this. I'm 100% certain we went into the cave down there. So that's not our path to continuing. And there wasn't a cave up here. So my only option is to talk to this fisherman again, or to go to the left side of the campfire, because there's another area there.
If you need help catching anything, you just ask.
Okay, we have to go to the other side of the campfire, because that's the only option we have. There's one guy who wanted to roast frog. That's the only guy that mentioned. Also, there's a builder in a cave. Didn't we talk to...
The traveler said, "Friend, you need go see the builder in the caves.
The
Tell them
builder
I'm
in the
sorry I
caves.
never
We
came
still
back."
didn't find the builder in the caves. The question is, this cave, we already freed the guy and there's nothing else in there. Let's go the lower left way out of this. To recheck on the only guy that was speaking about food. This one.
The traveler spoke. "I miss a good roast frog. Oh, how they crackle."
But obviously, roast frog can't be the thing we get for the frog. It's the other way around. You hunt the frog and then you make roast frog. Even if it's not nice. It's weird how the cave didn't have anything. Okay, let's talk to the campfire. Since we came by.
The ghost said, "Speak and I will listen."
Help me.
"Take the path east of here, gaze into the pond. The frog knows of a lost forlorn."
This guy's
Stranger
new.
thought, "I feel ready to move on."
Why can I hear the thoughts? No idea. Okay. To the left of here is the only place we haven't checked yet. That might be the cave with the builder. I to go over here into the corner. That must be the cave with the builder then. If the other cave didn't have the builder. It wasn't a cave, of course not. I have to get rid of the thorns to be able to climb that. I have to have a key to be able to enter this.
The old gate was locked. The
And
crow held its shining trophy tight.
hint.
The stranger whispered, "Ever feel like you are being watched?"
Yeah, there's a big guy in the front of the screen
never
who
felt
watches
that.
you.
What does it feel like? Is it nice? It sounds nice.
Being watched is normally more of a thing that's sounding dangerous, at least. Let's go the lower path first. Bait for the fisherman. Okay, do you auto line? Okay, thank you.
The worm looked helpless, with no way to escape. As Ember picked it up, the worm let out a little yelp.
Worms can speak? I didn't hear it, but we have a worm. Worm will be either bait for the other thing. How do we go on top of that? And what do we place on that? Ah, that's how we go on top. That's how we do shortcuts, so that we don't have to do the short frog puzzle again with the lily pads.
Inside was a scrap of journal.
Oh, collectibles.
Strangers on the water went on without me. Where have I landed? Vines and thorns stretch out to trip me.
That's like a miscellaneous lone journal entry, which doesn't make any sense yet to us. Thorns. Aha. And we get a second journal entry right here.
The Wanderer's Diary. Unfamiliar trees, a path overgrown. Is this a resting place? A place between places? I call out, but mine is the only voice.
This will make more sense as we continue. Okay, that would be sick if that was the option that we were supposed to take. Give worm to bird. I see it. Dropped it in the pond. Thank you. That makes it easier for me. Oh. Next burn spot. Good. Go in the cave. Fishing
The
net?
broken net hung ominously around the skeleton's neck.
A broken fishing net. Yeah, thank you for that. That's what I needed. Question mark. Oh. Here's one guy to free. I'm going through them on purpose, by the way. Where does this go? Shortcut. And for those who missed the guy we were supposed to help first time. Oh, they don't stay broken? I was doing that on purpose to be able to move faster through here, but... okay. Combining puzzles.
The stranger shivered in the cold.
Can't do anything with that yet.
They'd moved through such dark places.
Yeah, but how do we do... what do we do about you? Ah. The puzzle is this way around. I just got a bit confused. I thought it was the other way around.
They lay down and
Like we had to
closed their
grab a stick
eyes.
from the pile, from the moving pile. Are you kidding me? So it is like this. Can you be not aborting it every time. So we should just have a stick in a second.
Was a distant memory, stolen by the passing miles.
I like how the stick gets bigger if we do this. We're on the wrong side, so we're not allowed to interact. No, we had the torch and it didn't drop it because it was close. That's the problem. Next stranger. Are you the builder in the caves?
The stranger blinked at Ember. Is it morning already? How long have I been asleep?
Yep, it's morning already. You return to the campfire. I have more places to explore. Camera angle, please. We might need fire, so we'll just take it. Nothing hidden in this corner? Okay. I'm just looking into the corners that I can't look into, ever.
The key was nestled between the reeds, but it was just out of reach.
Two out of 42 forgotten things. Okay. This one. It's broken, by the way, so it won't work. Now I know why the book icon is happening at me at the top of the screen. So I need someone to fix my net.
The stranger whispered, I've never felt that. What does it feel like? Is it nice? It sounds nice.
How do I repair that? Oh! Did you see that? The red one in the background. Foreground. You know what I mean. And stop that controller rumble. It's atrocious. It's way too much. Whoop. 5 out of 7. Let's go.
The ghost said, speak and I will listen. Take the path east of here. Gaze into the pond.
The problem is I have to
Frog
talk to the
knows of a
frog
lost
every
forlorn.
time when we come here. This is a new one.
The stranger said, thank you for being so kind.
Good. So let's bring the worm to the fisherman. Or the frog. Big worm for big frog? Let's do it.
The frog stared at Ember, its belly rumbling.
Whoa.
This was not how Ember had imagined the end. The gurgling of water, a deafening heartbeat. But then...
Thank you.
the frog returned Ember's good deed by leading them to a lost forlorn.
Thank you. Where? Oh, it's this place. Where we had actually already moved this up to be able to get the third page.
Ember found the Wanderer's diary. The oily smell of frogs. They know more than they will say. They watch me watching them.
I think it's counting down in the upper left corner, like it's showing 1. Okay, let's talk to him shortly.
The stranger spoke. You look hungry, friend. You bring any broth with you? There's a cook in the swamp. Makes a broth like you wouldn't believe. Keep telling them that it doesn't taste right. They'll keep giving you more.
Oh, that's hints for something in the swamp, but we are in the forest. I assume the swamp will be another region later. Okay. Discarding. I didn't read again.
Alone.
I want to read the level name and the description of the level, because it sometimes hints you off at what you're supposed to be doing. And I should look at the top of the screen instead of at the puzzle. Unhindered, discarding impediments.
The stranger stood alone. Their friends have fallen aside, retreating from what came next.
We just need to get rid of all of them, okay.
The stranger had ventured on.
Why would I want... Ah, this gives me the opportunity to go over here.
Now they were deep in the woods. It felt so pointless.
And now I can just go around. And done. Puzzles are easy so far, but we are still in the first chapter. And are still missing 1 forlorn to completion. And I think 1 chest. I think it's counting down. It showed 2 chests in the upper left corner when I last looked, and then it only showed 1 when I got this one. So we are missing 1.
The stranger spoke hesitantly. Is the campfire crowded? Let me gather myself. I'll see you there.
Yellow-red is the new one. We'll talk to it in a second. And I wanted to talk to the fisherman. Because the fisherman might be the one to repair my net. Like all these normal guys standing in between, those are just like bit for telling side stories. While the guys that are like more individual and interesting looking, those are the ones I can actually interact with. So the frog and now the fisherman. He will know how to repair the net. I need some help.
The fisherman noticed the broken net Ember was carrying. Let me have a look. See what I can do.
She's also not consistent with her voice.
The fisherman carefully knotted it together. With each knot he tied, a net began to form. Here you go. Good as new.
Thank you. Keep a lookout for any ledges with chests on them. Might have just gone past it without noticing it's interactable. It's like a big problem. Like I could be able to climb down here, for example, which would have been a thing that I didn't notice. There could have also been one Like, this corner still bugs me. More thoroughly checking this cave. Ah, this was just... yeah, we found a chest in this very cave. Sorry. And then let's try to go here and also go back in the level. Because we might have, like, skipped one at the very, very beginning of the game. We might have accidentally skipped the chest because we didn't have the satchel yet. Which would have me return to the very, very beginning of the level. Let's do the last puzzle first, though. If I even got that right, like, the problem is the game saves so fast, it doesn't show for long. Okay, let's talk to this one.
The ghost said, "Speak and I will listen."
Can't press B, and I definitely don't want to move on.
West of here, a cruel stone compound, locked away without a key, an ember turned forlorn.
Yeah, it's locked away without a key. We know everything about that. Let's just move. That one's open. Down there that's where we got 2 of them. This area, so no need to return down there looking for the same thing again. We went into the cave, that's where we found one. And this place doesn't have a chest.
He was nestled, but it was just out of reach.
And we can now use the better fishing net. And if Emma is at least... like, now there's 2 chest icons in the upper corner, which is totally weird. So we found 2 chests in this area, so it's not a countdown. I just wanted to look in here. If he's intelligence, he kept the fishing net for the next chapter. Unlike every other adventure game protagonist. Good. Good.
The old gate was locked. Ember placed the key in the lock and slowly began to turn it.
Oh, wrong way around. I already was rotating the stick like crazy, but in the wrong direction. Check for chest in this corner. There isn't. Last forlorn. Submerged, draining an ocean.
The stranger gasped for breath. Dark water slipping above their head.
This is a sequential puzzle, I think. Does this stay here? I have an idea on how to do this. Okay, it does stay up. Good. Good. Then this is pretty easy on how we're supposed to do it.
The sea didn't care if they sank or swam.
Hey.
Slowly the tides ebbed, washing over old walls.
And of course we have to repeat the same process again.
A safe harbor emerging from the inky depths.
This was pretty obvious so far. And I already see where we get the piece.
Ember reached out a hand.
And we're done. There was some harder puzzles in here, but mostly because they required a sequence which I broke by doing the wrong thing, and then I had to completely replay it, basically. First undo it and then replay it. The one where you had to stack the rolls at the right point in time.
The stranger looked down. The ground feels good beneath my feet, friend.
Okay. There was the guy again. The guy from the intro, the red guy. Was he the only survivor then of the crew? This should be done now.
The ghost said, "You have done all you can, little one. Your journey lies ahead." Little one, your journey ahead will not be easy. The path to leave this place is blocked. I will guide others to follow after you clear the way.
I think, yeah, that we needed 4 forlorns to open this gate. I was pretty certain on that, and that just confirmed it.
There are others like me who can help.
Ah.
You will always be welcome here in the forest.
Come back if you want to solve any more puzzles, but we have all. That's what the game basically told me. That you can always return to solve puzzles again.
The stranger spoke. My head feels clear for the first time. With tears, the stranger said, "I had forgotten what warmth feels like."
And that's why he's the only one sitting next to another one to warm himself up. Which makes total sense. Okay, we've done everything we can here and we're supposed to continue that way. But that's a good thing to start an episode with, getting the introduction to a new zone. So I'm just gonna go out of here and in again and hopefully saving the game in that process. Because the game only flashes the saving icon at me for half a second. Every now and then. And I'm not certain it saves. And when I quit it, it says any unsaved progress will be lost. And I don't know, is it unsaved? Is it saved? You didn't tell me. You don't give me a save button. You don't give me obvious checkpoints. That is a design flaw. A pretty big one, I think. But only for those who don't play all the game through in one sitting and are doing it sequential like I am. For those, it's a problem. Okay, have a nice day. See you tomorrow.